Well, hello, if you're here, that means it is the 25th of another glorious month, and we are celebrating Christmas because that's what we do 365 days a year. I'm joined by Brooke.
Hello.
And Richard, and of course, I'm Leanne. And so thank you for spending a few moments with us. Maybe something you've thought about as you've learned about us, and you're like, man, that's great, everything that they do, and look at that. But, why is it they really do that? I mean, that's a lot of money to spend to go love on kids, and is it really, am I getting bang for my buck, or what's the return on investment in that? And so why do we do it the way that we do it? And so I'm gonna let Brooke speak a little bit to that, so if you'll share.
Of course. So along with Clausen, my background's in drama therapy, right? So I'm a big believer in the fact that creative play can be some of the coolest therapy you do. You get to rewrite your story, right? You get this creative moment to say, hey, it doesn't have to be just like it is right now, right? And so one cool thing we get to do with Christmas Dreams is we do work with folks who are in a place that's not fun, right? We get to walk into spaces that aren't traditionally places that people are excited to go, right? And for a second, they get to take a little escape. So we get to be part of that therapy, right? Like rewriting their moment there at the hospital, whether they're there for a short time or a long time. And in our trailer, it's just play, right? You're just a kid. And that's number one, right? For everyone. Number two, and this really cool side effect that we didn't necessarily expect when we first started, right? Is that we did really think about, hey, we want this to be an accessible thing. We want it to be something that kids can do no matter what their needs are. And we did a good job with that. So much so that therapists, especially at COSAIR, right, would actually bring their kids in for their session because, believe it or not, play is really cool when you're doing OT, right? Occupational therapy, PT, right? Moving those muscles. And when you make it fun, all of a sudden it's not such a big pain, right? You're doing something that isn't super fun, but man, when an elf is doing it with you, or when you're getting to make a cookie and like that's your therapy, how cool is that, right? We get to be a part of that. And one of the coolest things I saw was kids using speech devices, right? Like things where they got to plan where they were gonna, ask Santa for this present and they got to push the button and say it in their voice. So cool. So we get to be a part of all of that, and our doors are open for that, right? We want the therapists in there, we want the parents in there, we want the nurses in there. We want everyone to feel like this is a space that's a healing place. It's a safe place. It's a place where we can play and bring hope, and it's not limited to just this one kind of kid, right? This one kind of experience. God has really expanded it, right? And let it be so much more than just a space to say hi to Santa, right? We get to be a part of a lot of really cool healing that goes on. So when you're giving to Christmas Dreams, you are giving to folks that, one, pray about everything they do. We know what we're doing. We do a lot of reading. We do a lot of seeking counsel from folks who are the best at what they do. And we've really built this for kids to be safe and have the coolest experience they can have while still healing. So you're not just giving to something fun, even though we have a lot of fun, right? We have a blast, but you're giving to something where we are truly trying to make a difference in their healing journey. So it's a little more than just hanging out with Santa, right? We're doing some really cool stuff in there that maybe you didn't know was happening behind the scenes.
And on the parent side, then, it's also a reprieve.
Sure.
Because sometimes we even see where the parents just sit outside because maybe this is just 20 minutes of somebody's got them, I trust them with my kid, and it's just a chance to breathe. A lot of parents come in and experience all the fun and make the memories with us, and we get the comment of it's just so great just to see them be a kid again, because so much of these kids are really facing adult type things that are hard, and the poking and the prodding and the understanding what's going on or not going on in my body is hard. And so for a minute they get to forget that and just play, and the parent gets to witness that kid doing that, because that is healing. If you're a kid or a parent of a kid and when they're sick, what you feel like, well, imagine if they're sick every day of their life and how that just pulls on you and drains you. And so we also give a chance for a little bit of healing for mom and dad, which is huge as well. And so There's a lot that goes into what we do, more than just having fun with Christmas. And so thank you guys for your prayers and supporting us. And if you have questions and would love to have dialogue with us, we would love a chance to explain that even more. But until next time, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.